Hi, everybody. It's Steve Halley with the Family Peace Initiative, and welcome to the April edition of the Facilitator's Tool Chest blog. I want to talk to you today about it's weird to not feel. And that's an important thing for facilitators to understand, is that it's weird to not feel. Human beings are born with the ability to feel on full throttle. They can feel sad when they're sad. They can feel afraid when they're afraid. And when people are not able to do that, that's strange. Or it's evidence of having to survive trauma. And it reminds me of a show that I watched several years back about a woman who was being interviewed about her experience in the Holocaust and being held in one of the camps. I don't remember which one. But the interviewer was with her in the camp. They were walking back through her story. And she talked about how her job while she was in the camp was to guide her fellow Jews into the gas chamber and then close the doors. And she knew that was the last time that she would ever see them alive. And the interviewer asked, how did you survive that? How did you handle all the emotions that were involved in having to do that very act? And I remember her saying, there were no feelings. We turned those off. There's no way you can survive that level of cruelty, feeling everything around you. We turned those off. And then she said something that I found particularly noteworthy. She says, and then I spent the rest of my life trying to turn them back on. Well, it's remarkable that one of our coping mechanisms, our defense systems, our survival skills, when we're in a world of cruelty, is to disconnect, to decide to disconnect from our feelings. Well, we see that in our group rooms all the time, right? In the Family Peace Initiative, we check in with mad, sad, glad, and afraid. How are you feeling right now? Mad, sad, glad, or afraid? And people will say, hi, I'm Bob, and I'm fine. I'm feeling good. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm cool. They can't even say the words. And I want you to know that I believe strongly that that's evidence of their need to survive trauma and adverse experiences. They have disconnected from their emotional selves. And part of our job in a BIP program, at least the way we think about it, is to help people reconnect and become less afraid of their emotional selves. Because men who come to our programs are afraid of being seen feeling sad, feeling afraid. If they're going to be seen being emotional, it's most commonly going to be angry or happy. And that's a problem. Because if I'm afraid of being afraid, if I'm afraid of you seeing me being afraid, then what am I going to do to try to hide that, to try to protect myself from the danger of being seen as weak or vulnerable? Well, one of the common things that people in our programs do, and I'm sure in your programs too, is that they hand off the football. They pass the hot potato. They go, I'm feeling afraid. I don't want to feel afraid, so here, I'll make you afraid. And they hand it off to somebody else with incredible consequences. And so as people become less afraid of themselves, as people become more comfortable recognizing that sad and afraid are normal human experiences, and it's actually weird to not feel them. It is strange to be a human being and not feel sad, afraid. Right? As they start recognizing that those are normal experiences through our lifespan, and they don't have to hide them to be a man, they don't have to hide them. They can still be a human being and feel their full range of feelings. They become safer for those around them. As we have less to protect, the less we have to protect. And if we don't have anything to protect, then the people around us are safe. But if we do have something that we have to protect, what are we willing to do? At what lengths are we willing to go? in order to feel safe. And for some, those lengths are terrifying and horrifying, and they pass on the cruelty to others that they were unable to resolve and sort out for themselves.